It's David Ducker coming back at you, and today we're going to be talking about the young boys. We're talking about rookie role players, and this is going to be a comparison. I will be contrasting role playing with pro wrestling. Now, before you turn off the video, hear me out. It'll be short. In pro wrestling, when we have a rookie, we've trained them up. They know how to do basic moves. We're ready to put them in front of a crowd. The rookies get all black gear, black boots, black tights. That's it. They cut their hair short, like shave their heads. They go out and they're only allowed to use very, very basic moves, very safe moves, so they don't hurt themselves and they don't hurt their opponent. And this is to teach them storytelling in the ring, because every pro wrestling match is a story. So we don't give them anything fancy to work with. They have the bare bone basics. No jumping off the top rope, no swinging chairs, no suplexes on the floor, no apron pile drivers, no managers, no brawling in the crowd. We keep it really simple. Go in the ring, have your wrestling match, don't go on the top rope, and you don't get to use a lot of these dangerous, exciting, explosive moves. You get very simple, very safe, basic moves, because you're a rookie. And once you learn to have a really great match with the basic tools, once you learn to tell a great story with the basics, then you can graduate. You can grow your hair out. You can get colorful gear. You can jump off the top rope, brawl in the crowd, slam people on the floor. You can get a manager, entrance music, all of this extra stuff. Once we know that you can tell a story and you're not going to hurt anybody, you're not going to hurt yourself or your opponent doing something stupid, then you graduate. You become a real star. You will be trusted by your opponent and by the company, the promotion, with the advanced techniques. And it's the same way in role-playing games. When you get a rookie coming into your game, don't let them play an ogre or a pixie or an android. Perhaps a psychic, probably not for them. Don't let them play Superman. When you get a rookie coming into your game, you've got to ground them. You've got to say, okay, you're on probation. You're new. We don't know you. We don't trust you. That's just the way it is. You've got to earn your credibility to get into our game, because it's a high-level game. We need everybody to be good, because we're putting a lot of power into everybody's hands, a lot of trust and faith. And if you're new, I don't trust you and I don't have faith in you. So you have to do a tryout. You know, your first character, your first campaign, that's like a tryout. So very basic. You know, you get to play a human, no psychic powers, no magic, no political power. You know, you're very generic, basic in terms of your power level, political and temporal. So you don't get to be Superman, but you can be maybe Colossus, maybe. You don't get to be a psychic, but if you want, you can be a character who's really good at reading people. You know, body language, the inflection of their voice, their tone, somebody who can research their adversaries and have all this intelligence without having psychic powers. Someone who's great at lying, you know, just without psychic powers. Somebody who's very charismatic. And you can't play a robot, an android, a gynoid, whatever you want. But we can bring you in maybe as a cyborg, so you can get a little bit of that, a little bit. You know, just enough that we know if you go off the rails, if you're a murder hobo, if you're a power gamer, if you're a lone wolfer, if you're going to steal the spotlight, we're going to try to make sure you don't have the tools to do that. We don't want you to ruin other people's good time. So we're going to try to keep you in check and keep the power away from you that will allow you to ruin everybody else's good time. Because they're basically the main cast, and you're on a tryout. You're the rookie. You're, mostly on the bench, and then we'll bring you in and see how you do, and then back on the bench with you. Until you get that cachet, until you earn your spot, until you prove, hey, I can make a great character without any of this flashy stuff. I can just come in and have, a really solid character, great role-playing scenes, great description, great backstory with lots of plot hooks for the GM. I can come in here and drive the plot even without political power and without temporal power. The 4 key areas to being a good player. If you can do that without all the bells and whistles, now you're ready. And your next character or your next campaign, now you can do whatever you want. You got carte blanche. You could be an AI, a strange alien octopus. You could be a doppelganger coming in. You could be an incredibly powerful sorcerer. You could, multi-class into like 4 things. It's like I'm the best swordsman and the best wizard at the same time, and I'm half angel. You now have the snowflake privilege, because we know you're not going to abuse that privilege. You're going to come in, and even if your character is a special snowflake, we know you're a good player, so we can trust you with that. You want to play a half vampire, a full vampire, a necromancer, an assassin, the greatest starship hijacker of all time, whatever you want. Because we know you're going to make the game better. You've gone through your rookie season. You've proved yourself. You don't need any of the bells and whistles to be great. But now we're going to give you the bells and whistles anyway because we know that you're great. So that's my analogy. Just like the young boys. Don't let them hurt anybody. Just like you don't want to let the new role player derail your campaign. Destroy other people's fun and enjoyment and good time. So start off slow. Start somebody off as a rookie. Have them prove themselves and build up. And if you're a player, if you're an experienced player, you should be very happy to come in and say, I'm going to prove myself to you. Watch this. Watch the great character I make without all the bells and whistles. And you have to prove yourself to each new GM. And that's just the way it is until you gain respect and credibility in the community. And then they'll be very happy to give you carte blanche if you come in and say, I want to play a Minotaur Berserker. If a new player, a rookie, is like, I want to play a Minotaur Berserker, you're like, no, absolutely not. Because I don't trust him to be this invincible combat machine. He could kill the rest of the party. He could derail the plot somehow. There's a ton of ways. Even just being a Minotaur in a lot of settings can cause problems. There's a lot of no that you have to throw at some of these rookies. But you've got to just outline it to them. Just say, hey, this is your rookie game. You're going to be restricted to the basics. Show us what you can do with the basics. And once we know that you're good, even with the basics, you get the full package. And if they want to be in a high-level game, they'll be happy to do that. And if you want to be in a high-level game, you should be happy to do that. And if you don't want somebody destroying and derailing your game, you should definitely do this. So keep it safe, start at the bottom, work your way up, keep it simple. Because you can't have that many snowflakes in a game anyway. So just restrict the snowflake options to your best players. You can only have 1 or 2 anyway before the whole game gets snowflakey. But that's my thought on young boys, which is what we call the rookies in pro wrestling. I'm not talking about like little boys, no. But that's my thought on rookies and earning your spot and proving yourself and not giving power to somebody who's unproven and untested. So until I see you again, good day and good gaming.